Hello and welcome to the Virtual Racing League live tonight from Nashville Superspeedway, a brand new racetrack right here on iRacing. Looking forward to some great action here on these concrete, low banked corners here in Nashville, Tennessee. And drivers closing in towards the end of the regular season, trying to lock themselves into the playoffs. And it is close around the cut line. We do have a few drivers already locked in, but some drivers looking to have standout performances tonight to try and move their way up into the top 12 with only 2 races remaining after this to lock themselves in. And this is going to be a lot of fun here tonight. Races like a short track, but a 1 1/3 mile speedway here. We saw the Cup drivers race here on Sunday for the first time in quite some time. Last time the Cup Series was in Nashville was, I believe it was in 1984 or sometime thereabouts. So a very long time ago, and they made their first race happen just this Sunday. Kyle Larson taking the win. Driver on track right now whose favorite is Kyle Larson. I know that for a fact. Connor Horn, who was just not too long ago qualifying for the Firecracker 400, the eracer.gg event, and he is here going to compete tonight in the Virtual Racing League's 16th race of the season, and he comes in your points leader, trying to hang on to that points lead through tonight. Let's take a look at the points as they enter into Nashville Super Speedway race number 16 of the season. Connor Horn, 5-time winner in the first 15 races, and he just was able to take that points lead away from AJ Scrivato, who did not have his best performance last week. Alec Martinez finishes currently in 3rd in standings. Adam Cabot, a 2-time winner, he is 4th, and Keith Mayato 5th. Those 5 drivers pretty much locked in by making an appearance here tonight. Dylan Parker, we start in 6th. Safe Ferris, a winner this year, unfortunately has decided to end his season short, and so Safe will not be participating in the race tonight, and I don't think any of the races in the rest of the season. Yusuf Ghali still looking for his first victory, 8th in the standings. Jeff Wright, who taking a look here, he is at the track tonight. Greg Wellen, also here this evening, 10th in the standings. Actually, I'm looking for him. Greg Wellen may not be here tonight, so that could affect him. Not too far up above the cut line. Mark Emerson, Elliott Butler, currently the last one's in. Jeremiah Vincent, first one out right now, but just by 4 points. And things will get shaken up with Safe Ferris not being in that top 12. And you can see all the rest of the drivers in the top 20 trying to race their way up, and could get very interesting around that cut line in the final race of the regular season. But let's take a look as drivers headed to qualifying. We'll see where they end up. Garrett Kite on the track right now, the number 8 machine, one of the fastest drivers in practice, looking to carry over that speed here to qualifying. He makes his way out of turn number 4 across the start-finish line. 30.613, I think more of a sacrificial lap there. He's going to try and improve on lap number 2. And we'll ride on board with one of these drivers. But we go on board with Keith Mayato, who's been very quick in practice so far. Also doing a bit of a sacrificial lap, it appears, on lap number 1. He's going to make his way out of turn 4. Across the start-finish line at 30.122. And you've really got to whoa the car up down into turn 1 and then ease back onto the throttle. Keith doing a great job, brings it all the way out to the outside wall. Dives it down into turn 3 on the brakes a little bit. And a little wiggle right there in the center could cost him on exit. He's still manhandling that car. He'll cut it down right onto the apron at 29.69, which will be good for 3rd fast. Take a look at Alec Martinez, another driver who is qualifying for the Firecracker 400. Alec out here. He'll be scored number 18, but in the number 21 car on track this evening. And Connor Horn, who did not get a lot of practice in. I know he said he practiced a little bit at this track when they released it, as he'll run a 30 flat for lap number 1. Try and improve here on lap number 2. But Garrett Kite still fastest. Dylan Parker in second. Adam Cabot in that third spot. Mayato, Shelton, Stravato, Zach Halpern, Elliott Butler, Bailey Turner, and Connor Horn currently the 10th quickest out of 12 cars. Connor out of turn number 4, looking like a pretty decent lap. A 29.70, that'll put him into the 5th position. We know Connor will learn throughout the race, that is for sure. You can expect him to be challenging for the race win. One of the fastest again in practice, Yusuf Ghali, who appears to have some right side damage from lap number 1. Ran a 34.15 and going to try and get any semblance of a decent lap here. And actually, it doesn't appear that he is going to get any kind of a lap at all. He's already used up his 2 laps. And just getting a little bit more practice in. Jeff Wright coming across the line to start his first flyer. He'll have 45 seconds. So he probably won't be able to complete a second lap. Big wiggle there out of turn 2. Tags the wall just a little bit. He will try to reset, but I think he's going to just run out of time. The Angelo Ronis out here. He runs a 29.83. That's good for 10th fast. Definitely a few more guys than last week's. That is good to see. Bigger track, and I think about 4 or 5 more drivers. A lot of them trying to race their way into that Firecracker 400 last week, and that was why we had a low car count in the series. But qualifying is all wrapped up. Let's take a look at the starting lineup here tonight from Nashville Superspeedway, race 16 of the Virtual Racing League. Starting on the front row, it is going to be Garrett Kite winning that pole with a 29.567, just 7/1000ths faster than Dylan Parker, who will roll off alongside him on row number 1. Great lap times by both of those drivers, and congrats to them on starting up front here tonight. Rolling off from row number 2, it will be Adam Cabot in the 3rd position. Yusuf Ghali starting in 4th here tonight. Rolling off 5th, Keith Mayato starting in 6th. Connor Horn starting in 7th. It'll be Ryan Shelton starting in 8th. AJ Stravato. Rolling off 9th, Zach Halpern, the number 7. And starting in 10th, Angelo Ronis, that number 29 machine. Alec Martinez is going to be starting from 11th position this evening. Jeremiah Vincent starting in 12th. Elliott Butler starting in 13th. Bailey Turner rolling off from 14th. Lyle Sulfridge starting in 15th. And starting in 16th, first of the drivers without a time will be Jeff Wright. 17th, Joe Stafford. 18th, Mark Emerson. 19th, Eddie Trejo. 20th, Lane Sulfridge. And that will do it for our field tonight. 20 drivers. Good to see a few more guys back out here. And a few drivers who haven't run races all that recently. We see Ryan Shelton on track. Good to see him back here. And hopefully going to have a solid race on his return. Rolling off from the 7th spot tonight. As we are about to get going, let's take a look at the track conditions. I did a little bit of testing out there on that concrete surface. 82 degree air temp, 114 degree track temp. And it is a little bit slick. The tires are going to be a concern here today. You will see fall off, and drivers will have to manage their equipment. Got to be good on those brakes, good on those tires, and you might have a shot there at the end. Jeff Wright, apparently technical difficulties. We'll see if he will be able to run much of this race. Rolling off from the 16th position. One thing to note, there will be a stage break at lap number 45, and the top 8 drivers earn stage points. So they will be fighting for that. Some of those drivers around the cut line going to be needing those points, and every opportunity to get an advantage over another driver in the standings is an opportunity that you should seek out with the regular season wrapping up here very shortly. We are live tonight here on YouTube as well as on Twitter for the first time. We're trying it out over there, so you can check us out on Twitter. We should be going live there pretty much most races. Another way to reach a few more viewers, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast here tonight. Cheer on your favorite driver. Let us know you're out there, and we'll follow along with them throughout the race. Field approaching the start-finish line. Green flag, and we're underway. From the Nashville Superspeedway, the Virtual Racing League, from Nashville for race number 16. Out front, Garrett Kite hanging on to the race lead. Side-by-side action back there for the 5th spot. That's Connor Horn. Keith Mayato. Connor's going to get that spot as they complete lap number 1. Cars 3, 4, 5 wide through the tri-oval. They settle it out, though. 2 wide down into the corner. Now 3 wide. Zach Halpern in the middle trying to hang on to it there. He's going to have a wiggle. There goes the 24 of Bailey Turner looking to the outside. And other drivers going to try and follow suit there. That high line is going to be very powerful as this race progresses. You see Mark Emerson really wide up the track, though. Might not make the corner. And he will actually make it around. And out in front, Garrett Kite, Adam Cabot. Cabot, who won at Rockingham as well as Darlington. I think a big fan of these more unique, medium-sized racetracks. Pretty quick in practice, and so far so good for the driver, the number 77. Oh, and Yusuf Ghali nearly tagging the wall there in the 3rd position. Behind him, Dylan Parker, Connor Horn battling for that spot. Mayato, Stravato, and others behind them trying to figure out where to go. So good battling so far in this one. Look at Dylan Parker still hanging tough up there, but he's going to lose a spot to Connor Horn. Connor moves up to 4th position. And Mayato now going to take away the 5th spot. Here comes Stravato trying to work the inside line, and he's got a big slide there in the middle of 1 and 2. That'll cost him an opportunity for that pass. He'll drop back to the 7th spot. And here we are battling now for 8th and 9th. Ryan Shelton, look at the send down into turn number 3. Able to make it stick, and that's going to be a huge drive for him. Angelo Ronis, big slide out of 4 as he battles with Bailey Turner. That is the 9th and 10th position battle. It looks like Angelo's going to give it up. He'll let the 24 move on forward and try and run smoothly. Behind him, Mark Emerson and Zach Halpern were racing it up there. They go single file now. You can see Zach starting to work a little bit of a higher groove behind Alec Martinez as they are making their way towards the top 10. 57 of Joe Stafford nearly tags the wall. Able to keep it moving forward, though. Out in front, Garrett Kite battling for the race lead with Adam Cabot. And Cabot will take that spot away, but here comes Kite battling back to the inside. Across the start-finish line, give the lap to the 77, but Garrett Kite going to take the lead back away into 1 and 2. But really sent it in low there. Here comes the 77 with the run from the higher groove. Good run out of 2, but can't quite get back to the inside just yet. Garrett Kite will regain that top spot. Yusuf Ghali stalking these two from about a half second back. And then, oh, Dylan Parker, AJ Stravato, almost an incident there. As look at this battle developing. Stravato trying to clear the number 3. And it looks like he will up out of turn number 2. Dylan maybe cutting him a little break there, as he almost took him out the previous corner. But Ryan Shelton right there behind him. He's trying to hold that 8th position over Bailey Turner and nearly tags the wall. Mark Emerson with issues. Zach Halpern with issues at the back of the pack here. He comes to rest in the middle of the racetrack, but caution flies 10 laps in. Let's go see what happened here between the 7 and the 22, who were battling hard. Definitely a very tight battle between these two drivers. Zach Halpern on the outside of the top 12, trying to make his way up in there. And it looks like the 22 drifts up just a little. They make contact. Zach slams the outside wall. Mark able to hang on to it. Everybody avoids the 7 machine. A pretty brutal hit there. We can go back and take another look at this. I think it's pretty clear what happened, unfortunately. Just hard racing, and the 22 maybe a little bit too hot into the turn. And let's see who brings it to pit lane, if anyone. As here come the race leaders. No, they will fake it. And keeping an eye on some drivers coming down. Here comes Alec Martinez. Elliott Butler, Mark Emerson, Joe Stafford, Jeff Wright, Eddie Trejo, Zach Halpern, all bringing it down pit road. I'm going to get service completed on their vehicles. Meanwhile, Garrett Kite leading the way, able to hold off the advances of Adam Cabot. Did surrender the lead for just a moment there, and able to take it back. So the 8 car with some good speed. He's led 10 of the 11 laps tonight. The only driver with another lap led is Adam Cabot so far. A very bright racetrack here. The concrete surface, definitely a unique feature. And it does not run like a large 1.5-mile track that you would see, you know, kind of week to week. This is a very different style racetrack. You've really got to get the car slowed up with the lower banking. The Cup Series actually put some resin down to help enhance the racing, and they did a great job repairing the track. There were multiple grooves that you could run. As pace truck lights will remain on, so we're going to go to a quick side-by-side, and we will be right back with the green flag.
Welcome to V-Speed, your home for sim racing excitement, providing dramatic moments from iRacing and beyond. We offer broadcasting for leagues across iRacing with specialized packages to help grow your league and advertise your sponsors.
Shot at it, I think, and right now Stravato with that advantage. It's half a car length the difference between first and second going into turn 1. He gives the bumper to Connor Horn.
These two have gone all year to get to this point. Jacob Shorba drifting up the racetrack. They make contact. The 88 goes around. The 95 goes around. The 12 caught in it.
Our design team can help you create anything from paint schemes to sim rig parts with expertise in both 2D and 3D design with 3D printing capabilities. Looking to get into broadcasting yourself? We can help you design and operate custom overlays to make your stream look as professional as possible. Our team can create and manage custom merchandise sales for you and your team. Check out our shop to see what we have in stock and how we can create some awesome merch for you. Check out our race replays on YouTube or catch us live weekly on Twitch. Visit us at vspeedsim.com to see how we can help you on your iRacing journey.
And back at the racetrack now, waiting to get things going once again. It'll be Garrett Kite, Adam Cabot on the front row for this restart. It'll be lap 15 when we take the green, and then 30 or so remaining in the stage. Has anyone been saving anything in these first few laps? That will become evident as they get going again. Garrett Kite in that top spot. Didn't look like he was holding anything back, and Cabot in the same boat as well. Couple black, red, and silver cars gonna get us going again. Pace truck onto pit road. Waiting for the 8 to get us rolling. And a little tire spin right there, but able to get the power down. Green flag back in the air. Side by side battling back here, Dylan Parker, Angelo Ronis fighting for spots inside the top 10. Bailey Turner, Elliott Butler back here as well. Jeremiah Vincent, Alec Martinez. And look at this, nearly 3 wide. The 6 of Elliott Butler looking to find a way through, but the lane just not there. They'll fight it out side by side. Out in front, Garrett Kite able to hang on. About a car length in front of Adam Cabot. We saw Yusuf Ghali able to take away the 3rd spot on that restart. Able to slip down in front of the 67 of Connor Horn. Connor right there in front of AJ Stravato and Keith Mayato, who almost always seem to be running right next to each other. And that is the case once again here. Dylan Parker, big wiggle there. Checked up the 21 of Alec Martinez, who's on those fresher tires now. And we'll see if Alec can make those fresh Goodyear Eagles work. Elliott Butler also on that strategy, making up some ground now, up to 7th position to the inside of Ryan Shelton. And look at how much more speed he's carrying down into the corner. See how hard on the brakes he got right there to not run over the 36. But he closed right up to the back bumper. Down the back straightaway they go. And nose to tail, really among the top 7. Well, rather the top 2 have pulled away, and then it's 5 cars in line. Mayato looks low on Stravato, not going to be able to make it work down the front straightaway. Here he goes, looking once again down into turn number 1. The 33 right there, pinching him down just a little bit. Keith not really able to get back to the throttle. Here comes Elliott Butler. He'll work to the outside, taking away 6th position. So he's going to make a move on Stravato here. Looks to the inside. And AJ maybe recognizing the 6 with the fresher tires. He's going to let him go. Ooh, slips up right in front of him. Big wiggle right there. That'll check up Stravato. And Keith right to the back bumper again. Ooh, and Elliott Butler maybe a little bit too hot into the corner there. Goes very wide. Able to get back to the gas, though, and still hang out in front of the 33 and the 36. So big drive there with those fresh Goodyear tires. About to be 20 laps in the book here, and Garrett Kite has led all but one at 77 of Adam Cabot in tow behind him. Ooh, and Elliott Butler almost ran over Connor Horn. Really big dive into turn 1 like we saw the last lap. But it almost cost the 67 big time. Elliott is there. I think the tire's somewhat stabilizing. Or they will stabilize very shortly. He's got to find a way around without making any kind of contact. And Alec Martinez also working forward. He's going to move himself into the 8th spot. here's this battle now for fourth. Elliott Butler look down low. Just can't quite get there. The 67 running that preferred groove. And Elliott just trying to drive up out of the turn. Try and cut back underneath. He can't do it though. And here's a battle brewing. AJ Stravato going to lose a couple spots. Alec Martinez working his way forward. He'll take over 7th position. And Alec, we know, can be very patient when he pulls an alternate strategy like this. He knows he's got the fresher tires. No need to rush. He'll pick them off one at a time, and he is about to make the move on Keith Mayato. See, very easy down into the corner, and then he's driving it up out of the corner really hard. Trying to get to the outside. Can't get there just yet. Now he will get to the outside. Or it almost looked like he did. He's going to drive it in deep here to get alongside Mayato. And also going to try to get alongside Connor Horn. He may just do that out of turn number 4. Look at that. Alec Martinez. Big run right there. That'll put him in the sights of the 6 machine of Elliott Butler, who's also on these fresher tires. And everybody's starting to track down the 2 leaders. Really good racing here from Nashville. Let's take a look a little farther back in the field. Bailey Turner, saw him struggling a little bit on this run. He has faded all the way back to 15th position. Was up a few spots at one point, but he has fallen back. Currently the last of the drivers with those older tires racing it up with Eddie Trejo. Got battling up a little farther. Joe Stafford was racing up with Dylan Parker. Dylan's going to take back the 11th spot. But he has been struggling on this run as well, sliding it out of turn number 4 multiple times. Elliott Butler now taking it to 2nd, and he is trying to get that race lead away. Elliott led some at Bristol. Ended up with a top 10, but not a win. And he is trying to get a stage win right here. But look at that, Alec Martinez right there behind him in the 8. Up the racetrack, here comes Elliott Butler, big slide. That might open the door for Alec Martinez to make a move into turn 1. Nope, not gonna do it this time, but Elliott Butler really dives it into the turn. He'll get right up by the outside wall. That's gonna give up 2nd spot. He almost wrecks it right there. And Alec Martinez now with an opportunity to take the race lead. Alec's been a bit more patient trying to work his way forward. And you can see the tires and the grip level still a bit better for that car. And he is all over the back of Garrett Kite. Here he goes, going to cut down to the inside out of turn number 2. Battling down the backstretch they go. Through 3 and 4, Alec Martinez now to the point. He'll take it away from Garrett Kite. Headed towards that start-finish line, over 170 miles an hour. All the way up to about 180 down into turn number 1. They slow it all the way down to 125. Alec really sent it into the corner there. But the tire's still there to hold him. And he will continue to lead this race. Garrett Kite just hoping that maybe another yellow comes out and he might have an opportunity to put the fresh tires on. Because right now, Alec Martinez is in the best spot to win this stage. And battling back here for 5th position, Connor Horn has Keith Mayato all over the back bumper. These two battled for the win last week, with Keith closing in on Connor in the late stages, just not able to complete the pass, and Connor went on to win his 5th race of the season. Looking for another one here tonight to extend a points lead, and right now he's a few positions in front of his closest competitor in the standings, in AJ Stravado. AJ right where he started in the 8th spot. And you can see what's going on in front of him. Connor Horn battling with Elliott Butler, who has burned up the tires. Even though they're fresher, he is struggling badly in that race car. Connor Horn trying to get the spot back from him. Connor working that low line. Really good run through the center right there. He may just clear the 6, and he will. And here comes Mayato now to the inside. Elliott Butler trying to do something different. It may pay off for him with a couple spots. And oh, Mayato, maybe a little tap from Yusuf Ghali as he was racing it up tightly with Elliott Butler. Now the 54 to the outside. Mayato slow out of turn 4. They're going to go 3 wide with Stravado in the middle. AJ not able to make that stick just yet, but Keith not able to get the grip. And still 3 wide out of turn number 2. What a moment here. All these drivers solidly in the top 12, so they're just battling out for a few stage points. And look at that, almost contact between the 36 and the 33. And here comes Jeff Wright making his way forward. Third of the drivers who took the fresh tires. He's got some damage on the rear of that race car, which could be affecting him. Alec Martinez out in front by a half second. And not too much separation among these drivers. This is pretty cool to see. Everybody's still hanging pretty tough here. About 25 laps into this run. Mayato working back to the inside of AJ Stravado. They've battled it up here over the last few laps. And Jeff Wright to the outside that 48 car. Jeff has missed a bunch of races, and it'd be nice to get a few stage points if he could. Been falling through the standings. At one point was the points leader. I think that was all the way back towards Sonoma, where he did get a victory. Right now in danger of losing the 9th position to Joe Stafford, who's having a very strong run. Right now up 7 spots from 17th. This is definitely some tight racing. Look at this, 3-4 wide for a moment there. Yusuf Ghali, a big slide. And Elliott Butler still struggling. He's going to lose a couple more spots as Stravado works on by. Here comes Keith Mayato trying to get the grip down low. Just cannot seem to get the drive up out of the turns. It might give an opportunity for the 6 to come back down and start utilizing the low lane. And he will do just that. Now here comes Jeff Wright, still keeping it wound up high. Good run out of turn number 4. He'll get now the nose out in front of Keith Mayato, but they are still neck and neck. That's for the final points-paying position in the stage. And all of these drivers trying to get a piece of that. Elliott Butler still struggling. Mayato not falling behind, but just not able to make the pass on him. Drivers on the fresher tires really closing in on him. 36, big wiggle there. But still side by side for 7th and 8th. Meanwhile, out in front, it is still Alec Martinez. Good, strong run here from him. A half second up over Garrett Kite, but Garrett hasn't fallen as far back as I would have expected. Go on board with him for these last few laps. See how the car is handling at this point. Trying to be very smooth. All right, right now in that second position, was probably hoping for the stage win, but may not have an opportunity to get it. Look at this. Keith Maiato's been able to secure the 8th position, and he's going to set his sights again on Elliott Butler, who continues to slide out of turn number 4. Maiato almost able to get underneath him on the straightaway. Back end slipping out on entry there for Elliott Butler. This is some tight racing. Nobody wants to give an inch. Maiato going to send it down into turn 3, trying to keep it right down on the inside line, and Elliott Butler trying to keep him down there as well. And Jeff Wright just, he keeps it up there in that second groove. Doing a very good job up there. Oh, maybe a little bit too hot into the corner for Elliott Butler. That could be the opportunity Maiato needs. And he gets a great run out of turn 2. He'll take 7th away. Here comes Jeff Wright racing now to the inside. But no one can seem to really break away from anyone else. It's like they're all at the max level of the grip. Oh, and Dylan Parker almost spinning it out of turn number 4. And he's racing with Joe Stafford. This is just 10th and 11th. And how about this? Garrett Kite, he's not done yet. One more to go when they get to the line. And he is just a quarter second behind. That 8 car, very good on the long run. Even on these really old tires, he has been able to keep up with Alec Martinez, who's got 12 lap pressure. The white flag for the stage is out. I think it's all said and done, though. Just a little too far out in front for Alec Martinez. He could be on his way to some more stage points. It's been a little while since Alec has gotten any stage points. Coming into the race here, he's got 4 total playoff points, and that will do it for him. He'll win the stage. They race down into turn 1, waiting on the yellow flag. There it is. So Alec Martinez wins stage number 1. Garrett Kite 2nd, Adam Cabot 3rd, Yusuf Ghali 4th, AJ Stravato 5th, Keith Maiato 6th, Elliott Butler 7th, Jeff Wright in the 8th position. All those drivers earning points. Alec Martinez with an extra playoff point. That was some good stuff. Ooh, and Connor Horn with an issue. Connor brought it down pit road. I'm not exactly sure why. Maybe trying to get ahead. But I think he's going to be scored at least 1 lap down. It looks like, yeah, he is not going to be able to get back on the lead lap. So he'll take a wave around here, I think. Or he'll get the lucky dog, rather. But that will not put him in the race lead, as Alec Martinez will lead the field down pit road. And we'll try and interview Alec in just a couple moments. As the field working on pit road into their pit boxes, they will go. Garrett Kite nicely into his box here at the end of the pit lane. We'll see who wins the battle off. There goes Alec Martinez. Good stop from his crew, and Garrett Kite not going to be able to beat him out, as they will work onto the racetrack. Looks like Alec Martinez will win the pit road battle. Interesting call from Connor Horn to pit there. I don't really know what the strategy was. Maybe it was running out of gas or something. I don't really know. Let's see if we can pull up the second place finisher from the stage, and Garrett Kite. Garrett, Adam in the V-Speed booth, you got a copy?
Yes.
Well, Garrett, you started up there on the pole, and some drivers on fresher tires came and chased you down, but you were chasing Alec back down there at the very end of the run. How's the car feeling for you, and what do you got going here for stage number 2?
I was feeling pretty good. That caution came out and it let some guys go down pit road and take the fresh tires, and they came up to the field. But honestly, the last 5 laps, I felt like tires had pretty much evened out again, and felt like I could make some moves on Alec. But ultimately, I just ran out of laps, and the car is super loose and clean air. Like, I feel like almost the dirty air helps a little bit to keep the car straight on exit, but it's tough to save the right rear in clean air, so I feel like I ate it up there.
Yeah, it definitely looked like you were better than almost everybody else on the older tires, though. You had pulled away from the cars behind you, but yeah, really, what's the strategy moving forward here for this longer run that you're now going to have in stage 2?
I don't really know. I'm gonna try to take care of the right rear a little better this time, and hopefully lead some more laps, get around Alec, and then try to just chill out a little bit and take care of the car.
Yeah, we'll see what you can do here, but a good run so far for the number 8. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
All right, that was Garrett Kite, the number 8 car. See if we can pull him down into his team there. Driver starting in first, and he'll be restarting in second this time. But definitely one of the quickest cars on track tonight. We'll see if he can get it done for his first victory of the season. We want to let you know that you can get your own V-Speed merch, help support the league here. Use code VRL5 to save $5. And check us out at vspeedsim.com/shop. You can get hats, hoodies, and other cool gear that helps support some of the leagues and some of the drivers and teams here. So check us out at vspeedsim.com/shop, and we would appreciate your support. I know the league here and a lot of the drivers would as well. Helps to support these guys just a little bit on top of supporting V-Speed. We do want to thank you for tuning in here tonight. If you are just joining us, stage 1 is complete, and we're racing up in stage 2 now from Nashville. The Virtual Racing League about to get back underway. A few drivers pit there late in the yellow, and look at this. Adam Cabot, aggressive down to the inside. He's going to try and make the move on Garrett Kite, who tried to shut the door on him, but wasn't able to. And now the 8 keeping it wound up high. They'll be side by side down the back straightaway. Oh, almost contact right there between second and third. And Alec Martinez seeing all of that in his rearview mirror. Happy to not be involved in it, but Garrett Kite really strong up high, trying to get the outside. They're stacking up in the mid-pack. Cars spinning. That's Keith Mayato, Jeff Wright, Angelo Ronis, others going around. And yellow flying straight away. I think Adam Cabot might have gotten past the 8 of Garrett Kite. But let's go back and take a look at the yellow flag. I saw the 36 and the 48 maybe made some contact or something along those lines. Let's take a look right here. Oh, they stacked up right there. Something with the 54. Mayato had nowhere to go. But Yusuf Ghali, what happened to the 54? Oh, maybe he had to serve a penalty of some sort? Either way, big contact for a few drivers. Ryan Shelton involved in that one. He got it saved. And also Keith Mayato, I believe, did as well. Ooh, I don't know, actually. Keith might have made contact with the inside wall. Trying to lock it up. He kept it off the wall. 48 of Jeff Wright also involved in this one. Jeff didn't really have anywhere to go. He probably couldn't even see the 54. Check it up. He runs into him. Through the grass he goes. And Angelo Ronis also involved in this one. So quite a few drivers. Joe Stafford. Ooh, the 24. Bailey Turner. Big nose damage on that car. Bailey going to be in some trouble here for the later stages of this race. He's on pit road getting service. And top 11 stay out on the track. Lane Sulfridge first off of pit road. Looks like he either topped up on fuel, got 2 tires. Connor Horn also brought it down. I'm not sure if Connor got some damage in that one. Car looks clean, but electing to take a couple tires right there, maybe left sides. Jeff Wright taking 4, Zach Halpern with 4. A few drivers getting damage repaired, and we still have everyone on the lead lap other than Lyle Sulfridge, who did not make a start. Actually, Lyle looks like he ran about 4 laps and then called it quits. Not sure what happened to the number 70, but pace truck lights are off. If you're enjoying the race broadcast and interested in checking out some of our social media to follow with the broadcasts that we're doing throughout the weeks, check us out Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, where we post new information and updates on what we're doing. And we will be back on Tuesday nights in a few weeks with the Below the Double Yellow Cup Series. That's moving from Thursday to Tuesdays. So you'll want to keep an eye out for when that one returns. It's going to be a fun one. Some of these drivers you see on Wednesdays going to be making appearances in that league as well. A lot of good crossover between the 2 leagues. And we're back underway here from Nashville. Green flag in the air. Alec Martinez with a fantastic restart. And in second right now, it is Adam Cabot over Garrett Kite, AJ Servato, Elliott Butler up here in the 5th position. Have to do a better job of saving those tires, but let's take a look a little farther back. Any chaos back here? Some drivers who are very quick with some damage now in Yusuf Ghali, Keith Mayato. Oh, Jeff Wright going around off the nose of Mayato. That's going to be a yellow, and Mayato spinning it out as well. Don't know if he got tagged from the rear, but both drivers losing it on the front stretch. Another quick yellow flag. That is uncommon, especially from those drivers, but big hit for Mayato in the outside wall. They were racing it up side by side, down through 3 and 4. 48 had to check up for the 71. I don't think Keith saw him, and Keith then ran into the outside wall, maybe just distracted by his mistake. Either way, Jeff able to keep it off any barrier, or Jeff able to keep it off the barriers, and then Keith with some right front damage. Now we'll see if he brings it in. He will. And almost everybody else staying on the racetrack. Zach Halpern and Mayato, the only 2 to bring it down. And that will take us to another commercial break, and we will be right back.
I'm Jonathan Proper, CEO of Drops.com, and I'm here to give you the naked truth about laundry. Size does not matter when it comes to laundry. Let's start with jugs. It's big all right, messy too, and expensive. You know why? Lots of plastic, lots of water, shipped all over the country, from factory to warehouse to retailer. That's what you're paying for. It's a dinosaur, and we all know dinosaurs are extinct. Meet our imitators. This is your average detergent pod. It has 20 plus chemicals with names nobody can pronounce. Nice colors. I hope they don't stain. I know color doesn't clean. Would you take a bath in either of these? No way. That's why we developed Drops. Drops is dye-free, MPE-free, phosphate-free, animal cruelty-free. So free, it's freaking awesome. We make Drops with only 6 safe ingredients, certified by the EPA. Drops is tough on dirt, but gentle enough for baby skin. It's so gentle, I'm taking a bath in it. Doing laundry with drops is hard to up. One drop equals one load. Now, can we talk about my package? 100% recyclable. Manufacturing drops ourselves and distributing directly helps us cut out the middleman and reduce transportation costs. With delivery plans as low as $4 a month, the average family can save $100 a year. Hello? What are you saying? The cleanest clothes at the lowest price? You're damn right it's a great deal. Thanks for calling. Shipping is always free. You choose the product and plan that's right for you, and we'll drop drops at your door. The naked truth is that drops makes laundry better and life easier. Every drops counts, saving money, plastic, water, and time. So go to drops.com. The first one's on us.
And back at the racetrack now, the 21, or rather the 18 of Alec Martinez, showing as the 21 on the racetrack. He is going to be the race leader. Adam Cabot to his outside. Waiting on that green flag to fly, and there we are, Alec, a great jump. And ooh, the 77 tried to cut down to the inside. Not able to make it work. Garrett Kite with a good restart. He'll jump down low and try and take that second spot away side by side through 1 and 2. And everybody chasing Alec Martinez. And behind them we see Dylan Parker and AJ Stravato. They're racing it up side by side. Here comes Elliott Butler now to the inside. Still the battle for second. Cabot with the advantage. He'll take that spot away. Cut all the way across the nose. Down to the apron and up back to the outside wall. He's got his sights set on the leader. Battling back here, Joe Stafford, Mark Emerson. And oh, Mark tried to clear himself up the hill and couldn't do it. A lot of side-by-side battles right now. Dylan Parker, Elliott Butler racing it up. I have a feeling we've got a battle for the lead about to start. We're about to go 3 wide back there as well. Mark Emerson able to take a spot away, it looks like, but now battling for that race lead. Oh, and car spinning. That is Joe Stafford able to hang on to it. Joe with an issue there. What happened? He was racing with Mark Emerson. Mark's already gotten into someone here this evening. And that was not Mark at all. That was Connor Horn racing with Bailey Turner. They just went 3 wide. Mayato makes evasive maneuvers, and everybody stays off of the 57, and we stay green. Meanwhile, at the front, the battle for the lead. Adam Cabot trying to get out front. Trying to run and hide. He knows that 8 cars right there behind him, also very fast. He'll work to the inside of Alec Martinez. Alec just able to get clear down the front straightaway, but you know that Garrett is setting up for another opportunity. It's very fast. Look at that run through 1 and 2. He's going to get now to the inside quarter panel, down into turn number 3. And Alec trying to conserve those tires. He's going to get a big run here. Almost runs over the 8. And somehow they all stay off of each other there. And pretty well nose to tail all the way back to Marcus Emerson. Connor Horn starting to march back forward as well. Ryan Shelton now battling with Eddie Trejo. This is 9th and 10th. Jeremiah Vincent right here in the mix as well. And Jeremiah, big wiggle there down into the corner. Oh, and he's going to get turned by the 24, Bailey Turner. And there goes the 48 sliding into him. Zach Halpern coming down the hill. Somehow the yellow has not flown. And I saw the 71 of Lane Sulfridge involved in this. He's got heavy damage. Now the caution flies. That was messy. All started with the 24 and the 9. We go down into the corner. Ooh, an issue for Jeremiah. I don't know what happened there. He was getting really loose, and then the 24 Bailey Turner just got into him. And then a bunch of guys just drove into each other there. Nowhere to go, and the 71 of Lane Sulfridge saw it all happening out in front of him. And then the 48 started coming back up the track, and that is a big hit for a while right there. And most likely going to end his competitive night. Not what you want to see from some of the best in the league back there. It's hard racing. Gone wrong, really, as... Ooh, interesting call there. Alec Martinez split decision among the field. I see Mark Emerson bringing it down as well. I see Ryan Shelton, Eddie Trejo, Jeremiah Vincent, Bailey Turner, and many others involved in that wreck. Meanwhile, the top 10 all staying on the racetrack. Jeff Wright, with more damage added to his car, still going to stay out here. And maybe he'll bring it in next time, I'm not sure. But Mayato with heavy damage as well. I don't think he got any more in that wreck. But approaching halfway, we've had 5 cautions, 4 lead changes. Adam Cabot out in front right now, looking for his 3rd victory of the season. And again, these interesting, not quite intermediate tracks. Rockingham, Darlington, Nashville, Superspeedway, those tracks, seems he takes a pretty big liking to those. He won at both of the other ones. He's trying to get another one here this evening. And he'll try and deny the 8 of Garrett Kite, who's looking for his 1st victory. Dylan Parker also looking for his 1st. He's been fairly quick here. Gonna have to find a little bit more stability in that 3 car. Pace truck lights are off. We'll be going green once again. Who do you think is going to win this race as we're approaching halfway? Is it going to be any of these drivers up here in the top 5 right now? Is it going to be somebody else? Will we have a new winner tonight? Or is it going to be somebody who's already found victory lane this season? Cheer on your favorite. We'll see who winds up in victory lane. Elliott Butler struggling with the internet connection right now. We see that happen with the 6 car pretty much on a weekly basis, but it's interesting. The first half of the race, it seems pretty stable. And then as the race goes on and when cars are stacked up like this, he seems to have issues, but looks like it's steadied out right now as Adam Cabot will get us back underway. Green flag in the air. We're racing again in Nashville. Side by side for second, Garrett Kite, AJ Stravato. As Elliott Butler up here in the mix. Gonna have a hard time tracking him. Dylan Parker, Connor Horn now down to the inside of that 6 machine. And they could very easily be 3 wide into the corner. But that is not the case. They settle it out 2 by 2. A new big wheel there for Angelo Ronis as well as Alec Martinez. Alec losing some spots here all the way back to 11th. And he's on fresh tires. But he's racing with Ryan Shelton. Ryan coming up the track a little bit. Side by side down the backstretch. This is just outside the top 10. This is looking forward from there. You can see just how much that car wants to step out. Trying so hard to keep that thing stable as, ooh, Dylan Parker way up the racetrack. As he races it up now with Keith Maotto. That is for 8th spot. Keith recovering nicely. Connor Horn looks to the inside of Elliott Butler. That will be for the 4th position. Elliott, or rather Connor, with some big nose damage. I didn't notice that before. He might have made some contact with somebody. That might have been where Dylan Parker got shot up the racetrack. I think he was up here in the mix with these two. I'm not totally sure. AJ Servato in front of him, and now the battle for the race lead developing. Garrett Kite chasing down Adam Cabot. Jeremiah Vincent bounce it off another car towards the rear there. Fast hands in that number 8 car. Garrett trying to get back out in front. He had control of this race. And if it wasn't for Alec Martinez, he probably would have won stage 1. And he is just stalking Adam Cabot, trying to force a mistake. Look at this pretty good run here through turns 1 and 2. Closes it up just a few more feet. Maybe going to try and pack some air on the back bumper of that 77, but not close enough. Connor fading a little bit. He could have some aero damage and some nose or radiator damage potentially. But Mark Emerson has moved up to 4th. As Joe Stafford down the racetrack there. Able to regain control of that car. Now look at Mark. He is tracking these guys down. Mark on much fresher tires, though. Actually, 20 lap fresher tires than these top 3. And he is just flying at the moment. Could Mark Emerson find victory lane for the first time this season? He's been close a couple races. Hasn't gotten there yet. Still Adam Cabot leading the way. That battle for 3rd starting to heat up, though. Servato feeling the pressure from the 22. What is Mark going to do? He dives it deep into the corner, almost gets into the 33. They work their way up out of the corner. Mark not able to get back in the power. Back a little farther. Elliott Butler getting freight trained. There goes Maotto now to the inside. And oh, contact! That's Jeremiah Vincent. Oh, and cars hitting the wall right by the starter stand. That was Elliott Butler. Jeremiah Vincent. Ryan Shelton, I think, also involved in that. And that is big damage for the number 9 of Jeremiah Vincent. It has been chaotic here in Nashville tonight. Go back and see what happened here. The front straightaway. Oh, big net code there, I think, between the 10 and the 9, and that hooked them up into Elliott Butler, who makes secondary contact again. Yeah, let's go to the nose cam here and see how much room there was. It was close, but I don't think it was as close as it actually. Yeah, I mean, they would have probably still made some contact. Unfortunately, that's how it all worked out. The way the 9 went around, not exactly how it probably would have happened in real life. But that is the risk of racing on the internet sometimes. You just get A little bit of inconsistencies there. Look at Eddie Trejo. He was able to get past all this. He was way behind it, actually, so good job as they were still running into each other late in the going. Cars pulling into their pit box. Nobody staying on the racetrack. Can Garrett Kite win the battle off? Joe Stafford missed his stall. He's going to have to come back in. Off of pit road. Going to be very close. I think Garrett got him. It does appear to be the case. The 8 car of Garrett Kite back to the point. If we can get a word in with Mark Emerson. Haven't talked to Mark in a little while. He's having a pretty good run here tonight. Mark Emerson, Adam in the V-Speed booth. You get a copy?
Yeah.
Well, Mark, we saw you making a charge there on that last run. The fresh tires getting you some track position. Now you're up here in the mix. How's the car feel?
Pretty good, especially on new tires compared to everybody else. I only got 1 set left though, so hopefully we stay green the rest of the way. So I just have to take that 1 more pit stop for fuel.
Yeah, it's been pretty chaotic out there to this point in the race. You know, what are you struggling with, or what do you think people out there are struggling with right now?
Everybody's struggling on exit, obviously, and whenever you get side by side with somebody, the car on the bottom end just gets unbelievably tight, and the car up top gets unbelievably loose. So it's just kind of who can keep it straight better.
Yeah, that's definitely what we've been seeing. It's been fun to watch, but it also seems like it's going to be a bit of a race of attrition. So 60 laps to go. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
All right, that was Mark Emerson right now riding in 4th position, up 14 spots. I think our biggest mover so far in this one, and definitely utilizing those fresh tires on the last run got him up here in the mix. So we'll see what the 22 can do. But it'll be Garrett Kite back in control. Waiting to get us going once again. Green flag back in the air. And Adam Cabot once again trying to shut the door on the inside line. Might not work out for him. Here comes Connor Horn giving a push to the 33 of Stravato. That's not going to really work out for either of them. But the 22 way up the hill now, 3 wide with Yusuf Ghali and Connor Horn. He's going to lose a couple spots in that exchange. And a driver who's probably so happy to be back out in front. That number 8 car who's been so fast tonight and had struggled to get back to this position, but he is in a good spot right now, and 60 to go. We'll see if he can hang on for the rest of the way if we stay green the rest of the way. Yeah, I'm not sure if they can even make it on fuel or not. It might be pretty tight. About 80 miles, and I don't know what the fuel load is here tonight. But side by side up here, that is Alec Martinez, Keith Mayato, and look at this, the 22 Mark Emerson. He is definitely struggling here on the short run. Racing up with Dylan Parker, that is for 6th and 7th. And 2 by 2 they go here from 6th to 9th. And Mayato, big wiggle down low, trying to keep it alongside. And there's contact there. The 22 of Emerson down through the grass. He'll keep it pointed in the right direction, but that is going to cost him all the track position in the world, as he was racing up with Dylan Parker. I don't know who made the mistake there. Oh, he bounced it off the wall. The commentator's curse, so sorry about that, Mark. If you want to look at the positive, he's still up a couple spots from where he started. He is still on the lead lap. That damage not too bad, and maybe he's out of the thick of things here where it could get a little bit crazy. But it seems everybody fairly spread out now after that. Might be a battle brewing here between Zach Halpern and Angelo Ronis. Yeah, big run there for the 29. Ooh, Zach nearly in the wall. So Angelo will cut down underneath. Down in turn one. That's the 8th position now for Angelo. Having a solid little run right here, up a couple spots. Zach behind him, right where he started, but with quite a bit more damage on that race car. Still hanging tough in the top 10. And how about this Bailey Turner in the modified division? He's hanging here in the top 10. Nice job for Bailey, still running this thing out. Looking for some battles brewing up towards the front. Connor Horn is closed up on AJ Servato, and AJ is struggling now. And this matte black Toyota Camry is scary to see in your mirror. You know how fast Connor can be. AJ really trying to drive that thing up out of the corner, just can't get the grip. And there goes Connor now to the inside. He'll take away 3rd. These two fighting for that regular season championship, fighting on track for a podium position. And we're hearing that most of these drivers pretty low on tire sets. I know Mark said he only had one more. So if we get another yellow flag, this could be everybody's last set. But there could be some drivers that have saved one at some point in this race. I don't really know. But some that I have in mind could be Garrett Kite. He's only pitted twice. Adam Cabot also 2 stops. Stravato 2 stops. Dylan Parker only 2 stops as well. Those are the only drivers that have stopped twice on pit lane. Everybody else has pit at least 3 times, including Connor Horn. Well, looking at lap times right now, the top 3 are your fastest on the track. Let's see what Garrett runs at the line this time. A 30.334 fastest driver. Connor Horn at 30.318. Adam Cabot at 30.383. AJ Stravato at 30.353. So top 4 very close on lap time. Everybody else a little bit off. That time by a 4.46 for the leader. Connor Horn with a 3.55. So keep an eye out. This 67 making his way forward, as well as AJ. That was a great lap from him. He pretty much mirrored what Connor was doing right there in front of him. And it is definitely working out for him at the moment. See that 67 car just so fast up out of the turns, and he is definitely putting the foot down now. 30.39 to the leader's 30.55, so that is over a 1/10 and a half faster. But he is on his way forward. Nobody else even close to that lap time. Nobody else in the 3s at all. Next closest will be Alec Martinez, but he is a couple more seconds back. Even if Connor gets up to Adam Cabot, it's going to be very difficult to pass him this late and, well, this many laps into a run. It's only 15 laps in, but the lap time's already down about a second compared to the fast times early in this race. Going back a little bit farther, these four battling it up for position. That is Yusuf Ghali in 5th, Alec Martinez in 6th, Keith Mayato and Angelo Rona 7th and 8th. And then they've got a big gap back to Zach Halpern, though, almost 2.5 seconds. But Zach racing it up with Bailey Turner, Eddie Trejo, Dylan Parker. You know, I wonder if Dylan is maybe he may be down on power with that right front damage. Sometimes a bit deceiving. But he could also potentially be saving some fuel. He's been a bit off the pace compared to the race leaders, and I'd be a bit surprised to see that car actually off the pace at all. Ooh, Adam Cabot nearly tagged the wall right there. That's going to hurt his lap time, but he's still faster than the leader. He's starting to close in. Connor Horn's starting to close in. AJ Stravato has kind of stabilized where he's at, about 1.5 seconds behind. And then Yusuf Ghali leading this next group. These guys just running their own race at the moment. This is going to be the closest set of battles on track right here. This is 9th and 10th. And ooh, big wiggle there for the 7. Bailey Turner works to the inside now. Zach Halpern up high, Bailey Turner down low. 24 looks like he'll complete the pass. And Zach trying to do a little crossover on him. He'll get to the bumper. Here comes Dylan now to the inside. And Zach trying to cut down underneath him. He's going to get to the rear bumper and actually shove Dylan up out of the way. And now we're 3 wide. Eddie Trejo backing out of it. Oops. Zach Halpern, he's just muscling his way forward as much as he can manage. And hanging on to the top 10 right now. He needs as many points as he can get to potentially make his way into the top 12, but he's so far back. Ooh, big wiggle there for Elliott, or rather Eddie Trejo. How about this battle for second could be brewing soon. The leader's also starting to approach some lap traffic. That is Ryan Shelton out in front of them. Heavy damage on the Tide machine. He currently rides 18th, 1 lap down already. Last driver on track. Jeremiah Vincent, the only other driver 1 lap down. And he is quite a ways out in front of the 10. But we'll see how these leaders navigate him. Less than 40 to go. It is still anybody's race. And the top 3 really running very similar lap times. Still Connor Horn a bit faster. AJ Stravato the fastest, actually, back there in 4th. But it's all within, I don't know, about 0.5 seconds. And they're all a bit faster than everybody else. So, and the only other driver I might consider a threat could be Alec Martinez. He's been very good at saving his stuff throughout this race. Keith Mayato as well. He's actually rebounding quite nicely up here to 7th position. And starting to put pressure on Yusuf Ghali, who appears to be struggling pretty bad. And they have worked past Ryan Shelton, so no lap traffic for quite some time. But it looks like Garrett almost made contact with the wall. He is really pushing that race car right now. Top 4 separated by 1.4 seconds. And then 2.2 back to Alec Martinez, who just cannot seem to break away from Yusuf Ghali and Keith Mayato. But those 3 have gotten away from Angelo Ronas, who's running solidly here in 8th. Struggling a little bit for grip in that car. Now 25 laps into the run. They'll have to go 35 more. That's going to be 60 laps. I don't know if they can make it on fuel. We will have to find out. Looking for more battles. Nothing at the moment. I hear those tires starting to spin, though. This is getting really difficult for some of these guys out here. A lot of counter steer to keep these cars pointed in the right direction, that is for sure. Ooh, and how about this? Adam Cabot closing in on the race leader. Garrett Kite struggling at the moment. Now the gap right around 2/10. But not a great run out of turn 4 for the 77. The gap back up to about 3/10 for the moment. These two getting closer and closer together. Connor Horn starting to... he's been steady around 8/10 behind. And that damage could be limiting his progress. AJ Stravato not closing in either. He's been 1.4, 1.5 this entire run. As we've got cars coming onto pit lane. Alec Martinez misses the commitment cone. And he is going to get a penalty from that, I believe. The 54 of Yusuf Ghali. Looks like he got it slowed down. Some drivers pitting halfway through this run. So they may not be able to make it. We'll see if the leaders respond. Here comes Adam Cabot. This could be a race-winning move as long as he doesn't make a mistake on the pit lane. Really hot onto the pit entrance. AJ Stravato, Connor Horn also on pit road. A few more drivers will stay out. Keith Mayato and Angelo Ronas going to try and do an overcut, it appears. But each lap they stay out, they lose about 2 seconds. So I have a feeling Garrett going to have to bring it in now. And he is going to have to push it. He gets it woed down. Mayato also coming on the pit lane. Really hard on entrance. There's the 29 as well. Bailey Turner will remain on the racetrack. And he will not actually lead that lap. That's how far the 8 car was in front. He actually still beat him to the line. But Eddie Trejo still out there. Joe Stafford, Elliott Butler, the only 4 to not pit. Got to keep an eye on Adam Cabot and Connor Horn. Where do they cycle out? Here comes Garrett rolling off of pit lane. It's going to be close. You got to use the access road here. There goes the 77 of Adam Cabot. Look at that, really pushing that race car. He's going to beat the 8 off of pit road. Garrett Kite with some serious work to do. He is going to be a couple of seconds behind. Right now, Adam Cabot may be in position to win another race. Connor Horn right there behind him, though. Connor always in the running to win these things. Tonight, no different. He is still in the mix. Even going to the back. He was a lap down at one point. The 67 cannot be stopped. He is just rabid at trying to get up there and racing for the win. It's just incredible. Oh, big wiggle there from Adam Cabot. He is pushing really hard right now. And he's actually pulling away from Connor. But the gap's still just about a half second, which is pretty much what it was all of that run before. And I think Adam really pushing that car hard right now. The 54 and the 18 both speeding on pit road. So that is going to end the competitive night for Yusuf Ghali and Alec Martinez. who will most likely just be on the tail end of the lead lap here. I guess Alec didn't get an unsafe pit entry. He must have just barely made it inside the cone. Didn't look like he did, but either way. Right now, look at this. Bailey Turner leading the race by about 10 seconds over Joe Stafford. Elliott Butler right back there as well. They have yet to pit, and then it's another 10 seconds back to Adam Cabot. But I would imagine that some of these guys would bring it in here pretty soon. Angelo Ronas trying to avoid the 24. He'll get back on the lead lap, running in 9th. And these guys just hoping for a miracle right now, that some kind of yellow would come out. Not sure what happened to AJ Stravato. Looks like a really bad exchange on pit lane. He was almost a whole second slower than the 67 of Connor Horn. I'm not sure really what happened there, but Garrett, he's got some work to do. Still about a second and a half up to the 77. Meanwhile, the top three continue to run out there, but the gap from Adam Cabot up to Elliott Butler is shrinking rapidly. That time across the line, almost 2 seconds faster for the 77. I hope you guys have enjoyed the race here tonight on V-Speed. We appreciate you tuning in. This has been a great one here from the Nashville Superspeedway, the Virtual Racing League. After tonight, only 2 more races till we get into the playoffs. We'll have a week-long break after the regular season finale. And then we'll dive in for 3 rounds of the playoffs. Only 12 drivers make it in. Look at this. Bailey Turner still hanging tough out here. 10-second lead over Joe Stafford. And Joe's car looks, from the outside, looks okay, but he is really struggling for grip. And he is not too far in front of the 77 of Adam Cabot. I am really impressed with Garrett Kite, though. He has really driven hard. It might cost him on the backside of this run, but he is closing in on Connor Horn and Adam Cabot. He is now within a second of the 77. And 1 lap fresher tires. I'm not sure that makes much of a difference. Maybe it does. I don't really know. Joe Stafford up the hill in front of them. And it looks like Elliott Butler on pit road right now. He's brought it in. And, ooh, big wiggle, I think, from somebody up here in front of them. But Joe Stafford, he's struggling right now. There goes the 77 of Cabot. He'll work to the inside. That's for second. Bailey Turner still out in front, 10 seconds ahead. I don't know if Bailey, what the plan is here exactly. Still about a second and a half a lap slower. I don't think he can make it on fuel. This would be potentially the craziest race ever if somehow he hangs on and wins this, but I think it's a tall order to do so. Look at this Garrett Kite all over the back bumper of Connor Horn. This is for 3rd position. And the gap now 9 seconds from Adam Cabot to Bailey Turner, now 8.5. And these 3 leaders, or who will be the leaders, all right on top of each other. Garrett Kite, he's been pushing hard. He's been the fastest car for most of this race. We've seen him have really good runs this season, but no wins. That 8 car looking for a victory potentially. Look at this battle in front of them, though. That's Yusuf Gali, Alec Martinez, who are driving the wheels off their cars. They're going to go 3 wide with Jeremiah Vincent. Jeremiah already 1 lap down. He has yet to bring it on the pit lane, actually. So Jeremiah would be 2 laps down as the 77 works his way past right now. When he does eventually bring it down, he'll go at least 2 laps down. Bailey Turner still out there, 6.2 seconds. It's 16 laps to go. The lap times, it's 1 second per lap difference right now for Bailey to Adam Cabot. Cabot's got this pressure on him too. These guys could start making mistakes if they have some issues and the lap times start to level out a little bit more. You never know what could happen, but that margin up to Bailey Turner is clicking down, and Bailey still has to make that pit stop. I think he's going to have to make a pit stop. It'll be 15 to go next time. Right now, the 71 of Lane Sulfridge putting some pressure on him. Lane currently 2 laps down, trying to get one of those back. He's on much fresher tires, but in a at least equally damaged race car. You can see they're pretty much the same speed through the corners. The 71 a bit slower on the straights. The gap now 4.1 seconds, and then it's a car length and a half back to Connor Horn, who really sends it down into turn 1. Garrett Kite all over his bumper. A really good run through 1 and 2. Trying to get to the outside. Can't get there. Here comes Connor Horn with a big run out of 2. 77 throws the block. They're coming up on the lap cars of Yusuf Ghali and Alec Martinez. And here's Connor Horn looking to the outside. Can't make the move just yet. Trying to cut back down the racetrack. Garrett Kite right behind him, waiting to take advantage. And Bailey Turner has brought it on the pit lane. He is not going to be able to make it all the way. So he will surrender the race lead. He'll hand it back over to Adam Cabot. Closing in on 10 to go. We've got fast lap cars right here in front of them. And there goes Yusuf just up the hill. He'll get out of the way and go a lap down. Ooh, but the 77, he's got to hold off a hard-charging Connor Horn, and that is a tall task. This is going to be the most intense racing, I'm sure, of Adam's life. He's got 2 wins this season. He hasn't had to battle the 67 for either of those. He had to battle AJ Stravato at Darlington, and I can't even remember who he was battling. I think it might have been Garrett Kite at Rockingham. But either way, he came away with the victory in both of those races. And right now, trying to hang on to this one. Just over 10 laps to go. The top 3 separated by less than a half second. Connor Horn, good run out of 2. Got a little bit loose, though, getting up onto the straightaway. AJ Stravato 5 seconds back from all of this. Just has not had the green flag run that he wanted or needed. But he's got 3.5 seconds back to Keith Mayato. Look at this. Connor Horn trying to get to the outside again. He's working that second groove. Just up the hill he goes, though. Not able to get the power down. Here comes Garrett Kite. Really good run. He'll close up and maybe try and make the move in turn 3. He'll get down low. Connor not able to shut the door just yet. And out of the corner. Side by side. I think Connor might just clear him here. But no, he doesn't. Garrett's still in the picture. And he'll have the inside groove. That's a bit of the preferred lane. Almost contact, though, between those drivers. The 77 of Adam Cabot absolutely loving what he is seeing. 6/10 now, the margin. Ooh, and Garrett getting pushed all over by the 54. I don't know if there's something between these guys, but maybe Yusuf trying to help out Connor. But I would not be surprised. Maybe a little bit of payback right here. There might be some trash talking on track. I don't really know. I can't hear any of that. But this is looking a little bit dramatic right here. I don't know what the situation is, but the 8 of Garrett Kite, he is really falling off right now. Connor Horn has pulled away now about 3/4 of a second. So has the 77. He's got 0.8 or so in hand. Last time at the line, another 0.04 faster. And hey, Josh, thanks for tuning in. Last few laps of the race here. Adam Cabot out in front. The Magic Man trying to get his 3rd victory of the season. And it will not have been an easy one. He's had a good race. Starting in 3rd, he's led 26, now 27 laps. And Connor Horn still pressing to try and close that gap up. He's got time to get there if he can pick up the pace. Last time was a half-tenth faster. He'll have to be even faster than that. He's got to be about a whole tenth each and every lap. Connor looking for his 6th win. And if Adam can win, this would be his 3rd of the season, which would put him as 2nd most. Just 2 behind Connor's 5 so far this year. The next closest driver then is AJ Servato. He's also got 2 victories. Nobody else has more than 1. And Connor really is closing up that gap. But the 24 Bailey Turner, he's in the mix now on those fresh tires. And Bailey in 12th, I don't know how he's managed it, but he could maybe even end up with a top 10 if everything goes right here in the last little bit of this race. So you got to give props to Bailey for keeping it up and trying to pull a strategy here that could earn him a solid finish. He got in the mix there. That really slowed Connor up. Now back to 7 tenths. And it looks like Adam going to go up the track, and there goes the 24. He'll move right on past. And 4 laps to go. Some more lap traffic in front of the 77. But it is not over yet. Connor still matching lap times or bettering the 77 of Cabot. And it'll come to 3 laps to go this time by. It is not over yet. Still trying to charge. Mark Emerson right there in front of him. Look at that big wiggle by Cabot right there. Mark going to make a very respectful move. He'll get up out of the way. And coming to 2 laps to go. Cabot, who had not won yet in the Virtual Racing League, coming into this season, he's got 2 victories. He's 2 laps away from his 3rd this season. And man, what a change of pace that would be. Continuing to climb through the standings, good runs week after week. That 77 car is in a groove, and he is loving these unique racetracks. Winner at Darlington, winner at Rockingham. And maybe on his way to victory here at Nashville. Coming back to the white flag, Connor Horn, 6 tenths back, has not been able to close up any more than that. Garrett Kite, he has faded back another 6 tenths. And car in the wall a little farther back, not sure who that was, but white flag in the air for Adam Cabot. Just no mistakes on this last lap. A few more corners to go. Down into turn number 3. Adam Cabot with the good run. Connor with the last ditch effort. Not going to be enough. Adam Cabot wins at Nashville. His 3rd win of the season. Connor Horn 2nd. Garrett Kite in 3rd. AJ Servato looks like he will come home in 4th position through the grass. Keith Mayato in the 5th spot. But how about that race for the win? The strategy for Adam Cabot paying off. He pitted a lap before Garrett Kite, who had control of the race. And that was just enough to get him out in front. He never relinquished that race lead. The Magic Man has done it again. 3rd win this year. Started 3rd, led 34 laps. He'll burn it down here on the front stretch. Well, I think he will. Maybe not. Okay. Well, he's going to grab the flag and wave to the fans here. There he goes. There it is. Congrats to Adam Cabot. We'll be right back with our top 3 interviews right after this.
V-Speed is proud to be partnered with Below the Double Yellow podcast, a podcast for NASCAR fans by NASCAR fans. Listen to Nick and Joe discuss all the latest on-track action, available on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. V-Speed is also proud to present the 2021 Below the Double Yellow Cup Series, brought to you by the American Trucking Association, starting January 14th, 8:25 p.m. Eastern Time, Thursdays at twitch.tv/VSpeedSim.
We've been waiting for this moment. Generations of innovation all coming together in one place. A pedigree of more than 70 years of NASCAR Cup Series history, from the past to the present, from Petty to Earnhardt to Elliott. Today, there's no more waiting. The future of NASCAR is now. Drive the next-gen cars today on iRacing and step into the next generation of racing.
Back at the racetrack now. Going to be pulling up our race winner. See if we can do it here. Adam Cabot. Adam in the V-Speed booth. You got a copy?
I got you, Adam.
Well, man, it seems you got a real liking towards these more unique racetracks. Your 3rd win of the season coming here tonight at Nashville. You also won at Rockingham and Darlington. What is it about these places that you're so good at?
Well, I had a little bit of an advantage this week. I actually was at the Nashville Speedway for the race, so got to see how that race or how that track raced in person. But yeah, I mean, I think that's 3 for 3 on the schedule with tracks over a mile with this 750 low downforce package. It's just a lot of fun to drive. It's a driver's package, especially with the setup that they brought tonight. It was super loose, almost too loose, which is I don't know if those words have ever even come out of my mouth before, but it was really, really edgy. But really what it came down to at the end was just being able to get clean air, which I know kind of comes up every single race, but I feel like with me, Connor, and Garrett, it really was just whoever was able to get out front for that last stint was probably going to be able to win. Because I couldn't pass Garrett that first run. I'd saved a bit. I was trying to take it easy, and I tried to make a pass on at the beginning of the race and just could not get it done. It seemed like the exit of 4, it was just so hard. Like, you could drive in harder if you saved a little bit of tires, but it was so hard to really carry that run on exit. But yeah, I was just able to keep it clean, go aggressive on some restarts there to try to keep track position. I was able to get out the pit road in front of Connor on that last pit stop there. And once I did that and saw that Garrett was behind us, I knew I was in pretty good shape. But, Connor made a hard charge like I knew he would. And, he raced me clean, tried to take the outside, and didn't really work out for him. But, yeah, I mean, I just love this package. I love these types of races. And hopefully we have a few more on the schedule.
Yeah, definitely a lot of fun to watch you wheel it out here along with everybody else. It was it seemed to be a race of attrition from being so loose. We had drivers slipping and sliding into each other, and that ultimately, we saw a lot of cars wreck out of it. But that clean air paying off, and we go to a completely different style of race next week, the Daytona Road Course. How do you feel about going out there?
I don't know if I'll challenge for the win, but I'm looking forward to that race. That'll be fun. I think it's a good track. That chicane, that new chicane they have is a little bit tricky, but the same package, 750 low downforce, so it'll be a handful to drive, and it'll be a driver's track for sure. So looking forward to it. If I come out with the top 2 or 3, maybe top 4, I'd be happy with that. And with the way these races go, you never know. It could end up sneaking out of there with a win too.
Yeah, definitely. It would be awesome to go back to back like that. You're now at 3 wins. That puts you second most in the field, right there behind Connor with his 5 victories. But you didn't have any coming into this season. What does it mean to get 3 so far through this year?
It's big because that was my biggest mistake last year. Not that I wasn't trying to win races last year, but when the playoffs started, and I had only a few playoff points from getting some stage wins, that really hurt me and ended up being what kept me from getting to the Final Four. So I tried to keep it really consistent, and last season and was almost the regular season points leader after the end of the regular season, but that didn't really get me anything once the playoffs started. So I told myself this year I'd make some more risks and be more aggressive on restarts and try to go for wins, because at this point in the season, it's not that big of a deal if you wreck out when you're locked into points, locked into the chase and points. So going hard and getting wins, to get 3 of them, I feel like puts me in a really good spot going deep into the playoffs. So hopefully that's a little bit of a cushion too if something goes wrong in one of those playoff races.
Yeah, definitely going to help you out. 3 victories, very solid season this so far. And looking forward to what you've got coming up here the next couple weeks before we get to those playoffs. But you start 3rd tonight, lead 34 laps on your way to your 3rd victory of the season. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Absolutely. Usual crew, the Magic Man crew who watch me race, cheer me on. Mimi and Pop, of course, my biggest fans. And shout out to Bailey Turner, too, who invited me down to Nashville this weekend and got to watch the race. And we had a good time, and I think that might help me a little bit tonight. So who knows?
Yeah, it was a fun race to watch on TV, and I'm sure it was a great experience there. So congrats on taking that, translating it to some sim racing experience here, and getting the win tonight. We'll catch you next week.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Adam.
All right. That is your race winner, Adam Cabot, at number 77, the Magic Man. In his 3rd of the season, we'll go to 2nd place finisher, Connor Horn. Adam in the V-Speed booth. You got me?
Yep, I got you.
Well, Connor, a bit of an up and down race, but you work your way from at one point 1 lap down, at one point at the rear of the field, and you end up here in the mix, as always, battling for the race win. Just kind of run us through the race and that last little bit there as you were fighting with Adam.
Well, I just didn't qualify well enough. I think I was like 6th or 5th, and right from the get-go, it was going to be tough to make up spots, and I realized that. We got to the end of the stage after Alec and Elliot showed that 10-lap newer tires made a difference. I was going to, in track position, I knew was going to be a big factor, so I was going to try to undercut and pit right before the stage end, but I missed my stall, and then I didn't take fuel off, and that cost me time, so I had to take the wave at the end of that. Quick yellow came out, was able to take the left sides because I had to take the right sides to save time right before the stage ended. So I got back into the groove of things, made my way up. Some yellows kept falling, and people pit for new tires, and I stayed out. I think that got me to about 5th, and a lot of those people back there got caught up in a wreck after that, I think. So that kind of worked out. And then the last green flag run, I was just trying my hardest to get by people. I got by AJ. I tried my hardest to catch up to Cabot, but he was just way too, I don't know, he saved the tires better than me and was just rolling better. So I tried undercutting. I should have undercut a lap earlier, so I got track position on him, but we pit the same lap, me, him, and AJ. I thought I could have had him off a pit road, but I didn't have the greatest stop. I think I beat him everywhere but the pit stop. So that sucked to see him get out in front of me. We both jumped Garrett, and that was big. I really only had one run at him. I got close to him into 3 when he blocked me. I probably should have moved him. I didn't really want to because I moved Jeff how many times. I'm tired of wrecking people. So I just let it be. Then I got back to his bumper into 1, and the car just didn't turn. Then I kind of lost too much then. And I just had to fend off Garrett, then hope something happened with lap cars and Adam, or maybe get a yellow. But that didn't happen. So race was kind of crazy, so I'll take second.
Yeah, definitely a race of attrition. We saw a lot of the top drivers get kind of knocked out of it with a lot of damage. And you were able to weather the storm and make your way up there and at least be in the fight. And, we see that week in and week out. You extend your points lead, and we go to the Daytona road course, which I'm sure you're looking forward to. But, what are your thoughts on going out there?
Another place for qualifying is going to be important. If you don't qualify well or don't even put a lap down at a road course, you're kind of screwed unless you play some strategy. So qualifying on the front row, like at Coda, it's going to be big, and it'll probably be me and Yusuf, maybe Alec and a few others for the win there, and hopefully we can prevail with another win and extend the points lead next week, because Daytona, the Superspeedway in 2 weeks we all know that's going to be a crazy wild card, so just trying to do the best I can until that.
Yeah, and you've definitely been the car to beat week in and week out, and another podium finish. I think it's almost every race at this point, so the consistency definitely paying off for you. Even with missing a race, you're still up and extending that points lead, which is just absolutely crazy. It goes to show the performance you've had this year. But second place finish tonight after starting in 6th, and an up and down race, but ultimately a great drive. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Just Yusuf. We kind of raced well together. He got a speeding penalty, which kind of put him back there, but I thought we could have been 1-2, but we had a lot of issues that we kind of caused on our own, and track position was too difficult to get. Zach Halpert had a good run going, even with the damage. I think he got dumped out of 4 coming to the white flag, so it sucked to hear about that. Jeremy Miller, he's usually my spotter. He wasn't in the race, but shout out to him for spotting me. And Brandon McKissick spotting Yusuf Ghali, Road to Pro champion. So I always like talking to him and getting info from him on what everyone's doing and what everyone's not doing. He helped a lot, and it was a mostly fun race. The set was a bit too loose on exit, but it was still a good set where you could race it and have good racing. The dirty air you can't do anything about, but the set was pretty much fun to drive.
Awesome, Connor. Definitely fun to watch you wheel it out there along with all these other drivers. Definitely an exciting race for sure. So congrats on second, and we'll catch you at the road course next week.
10-4. See you next week.
All right. That was Connor Horn. Sounds like he's got a little bit of a cold or something, but always happy to talk to him after the event here, and great race from him again. Garrett Kite, gonna be pulling him in the booth. Garrett, Adam in the V-Speed booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, Garrett, it didn't go exactly as planned there in the last little bit of the race, but you had a fast race car here tonight, started on the pole, and they undercut you there late in the going. Was there anything you could have done to get back by those guys, or was it just too little too late?
Well, I was right on the bumper there for a while, and would have probably had a couple chances to make a move, and had some lap cars get in the way, and a couple lap cars passed me, and it just spread me and Connor and Adam out, and couldn't get back to their bumper in time. But mainly just should have hit it before they did. The dirty air there was just too much to really make a pass or anything with it, and I feel like all 3 of us would have won the race if we were out in front. It just whoever had the clean air. So
Yeah, track position being so important late in the going there, and you had, I think, the car to beat for most of the race, and it was so hard. We saw earlier with Alec in front of you, and then when Adam was in front of you just a little bit there, definitely that clean air making the difference. But you still come out of here with the podium finish. You were 38 points outside the cut line entering tonight's race, so this will get you much closer to that. How do you feel about the next couple races at the road course and then the Daytona Oval?
well, the Roval is gonna be interesting. It always is. I'm not the worst road racer, but I'm definitely not a road ringer either. So hopefully I can get a good finish there. And Daytona is just Daytona. I like the restrictor plate tracks though here on iRacing though, but they are, at the end of the day, a toss up. But I've ran like 3 of Superspeedway tracks in this league, and I've either won or been right there at the finish in all of them. So I actually feel like I have a good shot of winning that.
Yeah, that could be a huge opportunity to make up points. I think tonight you're going to gain quite a few on the guys right at the cut line. Many of them did not have great nights, and you got a lot of points here, leading all those laps and then finishing up here in third position. So definitely closing that margin. Got to keep the pressure on those next 2 races. But you end up on the podium here tonight. Anybody you want to give a shout out to for third?
Just thank Reggie for putting on the league.
Awesome, Garrett. Well, fun watching you wheel it out here. Definitely was a tough race for everybody to keep the car under control, but you put on a show for us. And so congrats on third, and we'll catch you next week.
Thank you.
All right, that was Garrett Kite. Definitely, I'm sure, a bit disappointed. The strategy didn't work out there, but still a strong race from the driver at the number 8, and he is knocking on the door to a potential victory at some point this season. But winner tonight, the Magic Man, pulls something out of the hat and able to take home a race win once again, his third of the season. Let's take a look at the full rundown before we head out for the night. 6 cautions, 7 lead changes, and the number 77 stays on top there at the end, able to hold off Connor Horn, Garrett Kite, who were right there within arm's reach. AJ Stravato finishes in 4th. Keith Mayato finishes 5th. 6th was Angelo Ronis. 7th was Eddie Trejo. 8th was Bailey Turner. Incredible finish for a car that looked the way it did. Zach Halpern finishes in 9th. Alec Martinez finishes in 10th. I believe that was all the drivers on the lead lap. No, Dylan Parker actually finished in 11th. Last car on the lead lap. Mark Emerson finished 12th. 13th was Joe Stafford. 14th, Yusuf Ghali. 15th, Elliott Butler. 16th, Jeremiah Vincent. 17th was the 71 of Lane Sulfridge. 18th, Ryan Shelton. 19th, Jeff Wright. And rounding out the field tonight was Lyle Sulfridge in 20th position. I want to thank you so much for tuning in this evening to the Virtual Racing League. We'll be back next Wednesday night for the Daytona Road Course. You won't want to miss that one. You can check us out at all these different social media outlets to stay up to date with what we're doing throughout the week. You can catch us at vspeedsim.com as well to see what services we have available, including custom design work, broadcasting, and much more. So check us out over there, vspeedsim.com. And thank you so much for coming out to watch. Hope you guys all enjoyed. Have a great night.